So honestly, the story is such a great story about a girl really finding herself and her place in the world with this kindred spirit. Can you speak to how we kind of need a story like this right now?
I think we need a story like this, particularly for young people right now. I mean, I think it's been a pretty difficult time for all of them, being, let alone for us adults. I think particularly for the young ones out there, I think it's really important that they enjoy themselves and see that it's possible to actually get outside and be free amongst nature, and that we will be all soon. That's number one. And I think also just number two, I remember being that age, and I remember feeling like always struggling with what I loved and what other people told me I should love. And I think that this story is really about following what it is that you love. And in a time where I think we are all inundated with everybody telling us what we should feel, what we should do, that we listen to our own selves and inside of ourselves is a very important lesson. So I think of everything, I think that kids need to hear that right now.
Absolutely. And I feel as if your character is so fun and such a great foil in the movie. Can you talk about what attracted you to voice this film?
I think the thing that attracted me to voice Jim Prescott in the movie is that it was just such a beautiful story between father and daughter, two people who didn't really understand each other. I think the complications between the two of them, I loved. I loved the idea that a man was afraid to really feel pain again, feel hurt again. And so he thought sort of separating from his life and from the things that he loved to be the way to do that. And then what I think the movie teaches him is that it's just never possible to do that eventually life comes, rushing in no matter what. And I loved all the misunderstandings between the two of them, and the oddity that he was as a character, and really how they share the love of her mother between the two of them and in their connection.
You had touched on in introducing new characters as well as new storylines and such. Can you talk about how that really kind of relates to everyone? So it's kind of a movie that everyone can see, everyone can really relate to?
Yeah, sure. I think that it's a movie that really everyone is going to have, I want to say, I think it's a film that everyone can relate to. I feel like it's a story of family, and it's a story of different generations of family. Mm-hmm. And I think that, the reason why I wanted to be in the film and to voice the character of Jim was because of the wonderful complexities that he brings as a parent to the whole piece, and their relationship between father and daughter. And all the adult characters in the movie have, I think, really wonderful characters to watch. And they're all dealing with real things. And it's because of that, I think it's a film for everyone.
So I have to ask you, because I know that you're an adult and you voice the father, but I feel as if these girls are crafted so well, the characters of these girls, from Lucky to Abigail to Prue. So who did you relate most to out of these three girls?
Oh, wow. What I think that's wonderful about all the three girls is that they are all very different with all different types of personalities, but I also think that they share a common thread, which is that they are tenacious, that they are thoughtful, that they are full of drive and energy, and that they follow what they believe in. And to me, I relate to that piece in all of them, and in that way, though they all behave different and look different, they all share that. And that's what I relate to in all of them.
So just to start off, this is such an amazing story about a girl that finds this kindred spirit. Can you talk about how this is such a film that we need right now?
Yeah, this movie is exactly what people need to be watching, because it's a movie about hope and courage and really self-discovery, and how our community is so important. We see the relationship between Lucky and Spirit, and how he really pushes her to be a better person and to feel secure about herself. We see her relationship with her friends and how they're teammates and encouraging each other to find who they are and supporting each other through the way. And it's all about heritage and roots and embracing who you are and going through that journey. I am really excited for people to be able to watch this film because it has such sense of hope, and it's exactly what we need moving forward in the world that we're living in right now.
If we can touch a little bit on the heritage and the culture, because that was introduced so beautifully and you played such a great part of that. Can you speak about that a little bit?
Well,
The
I
heritage and the
personally
culture.
feel, yeah, I personally feel so connected with my heritage, and I feel like I am defined by my heritage, where I come from, who I am, the roots, the country, the land that I was born in. And what this movie really embraces is sort of this newer sense of being multicultural, and it really allows people that have been going through a journey like this, whether you're like Lucky, who's Mexican American and hasn't had the chance to grow up with her mother and her roots, but really throughout the movie we see her finding who that version of herself is. It's just exactly the conversations and type of stories that have to be told out there, because being in touch with your heritage will really define who you are, and it'll really live within you throughout your whole life, whether you had the chance to see it or not. And I can't wait for people to watch this movie and feel connected, because that's a sense of that's something that we all can connect with, just a sense of discovery and really understanding who we fully are.
I feel like there were so many amazing themes, as well as like female empowerment things, like this cool girl gang and things like that. What theme or what through line drew you most when you read the script and you were like, I have to be a part of this project?
It was all of the above. I mean, the fact that everything that drew me to this movie was, it had so many incredible messages behind it. The movie has a sense of empowerment and female empowerment, but from the get-go. The movie was not only predominantly female, but it was also predominantly created by women. We have a female composer, we have a female director. A lot of the people who made the music are women. And obviously we have the incredible Jake Gyllenhaal, but we also have a humongous female cast. So that was just beautiful. And also the fact that it really embraces femininity and friendship and support and helping each other through really hard times, and how the core friendship is really our chosen family and the people that will really dictate our future. That was something that I connected with. Obviously the heritage, being able to speak my native tongue and really embrace my culture and tell a little bit about the Mexican tradition in a very uplifting way. It's something that I inherently felt like I needed to be part of. This movie just has so many beautiful messages. The relationship between an unconditional lover who is spirit to Lucky, and the way that your animals can be your best friends and really give you so much support and make you feel at home. So this movie is beautiful, and I can't wait for people to watch it and enjoy it as much as we did making it.
So this is such a great, fantastic story about a really strong girl just trying to find her place amongst the world with this kindred spirit. Can you speak to how this is so fitting for our times?
Oh, I love this project. I mean, I thought it was so beautiful, first of all, because it's about a little girl, and it's about a little girl trying to find herself, and actually I think trying to reclaim her relationship with her mother and her father. And I was so touched by it. And I love my character too, because she's somebody who's been, taking care of Lucky, all these years, and she doesn't have quite the authority to really be a parent. She is definitely an aunt, and she's someone who guides her. But what Aunt Cora does that I think is so beautiful is she really keeps her mother's spirit alive for Lucky, and is the one that kind of brings her back there. So I love playing that part.
Would you say that was the main reason that attracted you to the script, or were there certain themes that really spoke to you most that made you say, I have to voice this movie?
Well, one of the reasons that I did it is it's the first animated film I was offered. I've always wanted to be in an animated film, and this kind of came my way, and I was so delighted, and I loved the team. I loved that it was so female oriented. I certainly, I have a daughter who's now 19, but she was a horse girl for a while. She went to, she had a little horse camp that she went to in the summer times between the ages of like 9 and 12, which are the kind of classic horse girl ages. You know, I used to drive her there every day and pick her up, and I don't know, I loved it. I think it's so nice to have a film that explores that relationship.
And speaking about these amazing girls that are in this film,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask you, are you more of an Abigail girl? Are you a Lucky gal? Or are you more Prue? Who do you see yourself as?
I don't know. I think I'm just Aunt Cora. What can I say?
I feel like the girls are so relatable. You
Yeah.
know? There's more of like an Abigail girl.
Those girls are pretty cute, I have to say. And I love that there's a little girl gang and they have a tight friendship. And that's certainly something that I experienced growing up, and I see that my daughter has. She had, you know, when she was a little girl, and she has now that she's in college too. She has a bunch of girls around her that she really relies on. So I love seeing that depicted on film.
I love the fact that there is a strong girl gang, but I feel like this is also a film that everyone can relate to. All the little boys out there, there's some really great boy characters too. Can you talk about how everyone who watches this film can find something to kind of relate to and enjoy?
Well, I think this is truly a family film, you know, in the best sense of the word. This is the kind of movie that I always wanted to go to with my children when they were younger. I think everybody can enjoy it. There's a huge fan base for this film. Spirit has a very long tail, not to use a kind of a funny metaphor, but yeah, I mean, this is a character and a story that's been very influential, and I think there's something for everybody in it.
Where's the buzz?
Where is the buzz? You said was mine.